What I want to talk about right now is the if statement. But before I can discuss that in a meaningful way, I first want to talk about relational operators in Java. Okay, and the relational operators are actually listed over here. There's the sign, the greater than or less than sign, I guess, depending on which direction you're looking at it. The greater than or equal to sign, the less than sign, the less than or equal to sign, the equal, and the not equal. Okay, so this OP1 greater than OP2 is what this statement means. OP1 is greater than or equal to OP2. Down here, notice that this statement right here, OP1 equals, OP1 and OP2 are equal, and that is that sign is generated by putting two equal signs back to back. Okay, perhaps that's unexpected. And then this sign right here, which is an exclamation point followed by an equal sign, means that OP1 and OP2 are not equal. And some people may call the exclamation point the bang. So this might be referred to as bang equal is not equal. Okay, so those are the basic relational operators in Java. And now I want to use those relational operators in a Java program to describe the if statement. Okay, so here's the program I want to discuss, and maybe find it in a way here where you can see the whole thing at once. There, right there. Okay. So this is a demonstration of the if statement. We'll call it class if demo, and we have our usual public static void main with string args, and then we set our variables a, b, and c as integer variables. So that's what this statement does right here. And of course, we have the mandatory semicolon that ends every executable line. We set a equal to 2, b equal to 3, and then we ask the question using this relational operator. If a is less than b, then we print this statement, system.out.println, and then in parentheses we write in quotes, a is less than b. So if a is less than b, which we see in fact it is, then this will print out this statement right here, a is less than b. Now this next if statement won't display anything because we are asking the question if a is equal to b, in which it is not. System, we do, if this is true, if this statement is true, then we print out system.out.println. You won't see this. Well, and if the but if the statement is not true, and it's not true, then nothing will be printed, because if this statement is false, this statement here will not be executed. Only if this statement is true will this statement be executed. Okay, so then we do system out print line, and this just prints a blank line. Then we set the variable c is equal to a minus b. And in this case, because a is 2 and b is 3, a minus b is negative 1. So c contains the value of negative 1, integer value. Then we do a system out print line, c contains negative 1. We print out that statement. Now we have our if statement again. If c is greater than or equal to 0, if this is true, which it isn't because c is equal to negative 1, system out will print c is non-negative. So if this were true, then it prints c is non-negative, and if c is less than 0, if c is greater than or equal to 0, this gets printed. If c is less than 0, system.out.println prints c is negative. And we know that this is true because c is negative 1, so then this should be printed out. And then we do another system.out.println. Again, this just prints a blank line. And then we set C equal to B minus A. Well, B is 3 and A is 2, so in this case, C contains the value of 1. Then we print out that print that C contains 1. Okay, if C is greater than or equal to 0, which we know it is because it's equal to 1, then we print this statement, C is non-negative, which it will be, and you should see that. And then if C is less than 0, which it is not, then we print this statement that says C is negative. Now, I want you to pause the video and type this in into your Java editing window. And as you know, I want you to actually type it in because that is the way you learn the syntax. And then if you make typing errors, then you have the additional learning experience of debugging the program, which is, as I've said before, is perhaps the most important skill that you will use as a computer programmer. Okay, so this then is the program that you should be writing, and I've written it here in my Dr. Java window. So here's what it looks like right in here, and I am going to save it, which it is already saved. I will compile it. There, compilation completed, and I will run it. Okay, so I've run it, and now it has generated some output. Let me show you what that output is here. Okay, I've generated the output, and it says, okay, A is less than B. That is the first. Remember, we set A equal to 2 and B equal to 3. It then sets here A equal to, B equal 3, and it prints out C contains -1, which is the first value of C. C is negative, it prints that. And then when we switch it, it prints out C contains 1. When we switch it to B, C is equal to B minus A, and it says C is non-negative. So it's printing out all the appropriate values here. So that is a simple introduction to the if statement and how the if statement works on logical arguments right in here, the Boolean values of true and false. If the Boolean value of this expression is true, the if statement does what you want it to do, and if it's not true, then what would be executed is not executed at all. So that's our first introduction to the if statement, and we'll be doing another one shortly. So until next time,